to it. I got four right.
What?
Also,
We live. How's everybody doing today?
Happy New Year.
We just started. It's the we got next show. We rebirthed the show into Who-Bangin Hoops, where not only do we just do college basketball, but we pretty much do all the sports going on a Sunday because this show comes on every Sunday. So we might bibble babble a little NFL. We might jump into a little bit of NHL. No telling. We got it all for you on Sundays, man. So I know a lot of people don't come on Sunday, but we here now, so y'all can come see us. How you feeling, Don Ricci?
I'm feeling pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. It's been a while since we had a show. It's a good time for us to start our college basketball season since the second half basically starts today. And I'm ready to tackle this. And yeah, on Sundays going further, we'll have some guests on, some to come and do NHL, come do some NFL what's left of it, and things like that. NBA. We'll see who wakes up on a Sunday morning to join us. But
Yeah,
I think for today we're probably mostly college basketball, but we'll see what happens. I invited a few people. It is a Sunday morning in the holiday season, so who knows who got up or not.
big shout out to our early birds in the chat. That's
Yes, sir.
Sports Money Bets, and also Don Plagiarism, and also my man Pooh Dangle says, "What up, Big A9? Tell him I said meet me at the wash." Okay, and if you know, you know. But anyway, let's keep it rolling, man. We're gonna keep it 1,000% real every time. I'm just getting in from Vegas yesterday, and I'm a little behind on my games today. I only have 2 games a day, and my man Don Ricci's gonna take over, and I'm gonna do a little more capping so I can get a little bit more out for y'all today. But what you got going on today on your card today, Don?
I got 4 or 5 bets that I wrote up a little something about. I actually bet 7 games, but a couple were just hunches, so I didn't really put them up as like official picks. And I didn't know if I put the times down the right way, so it might be out of order a little bit. Got to bear with us our first show back. But I'm going to start off with this Liberty game. Liberty's on the road against Florida International. I took Liberty minus 4.5, minus 112. This game opened up, I believe it opened up at 5.5 or maybe 6.5, and the money went against my pick, but I still like Liberty. You know why I like? First of all, this matchup, it's something I really don't do is give a crap about last year, what happened last year and stuff. But in this, and I really don't even enter it into my handicap, but this popped out at me that this Liberty team is ranked 15th. Only 14 other teams in the nation brought back as many plays and as many minutes as Liberty. So this team is basically the same as last year, and they improved from last year. I kind of like that. And what I noticed is that they played Florida International last year, who had about a half amount of their plays back as they did. And Liberty ran them off the court twice. One in a low-scoring game, like 58 to maybe 48, 46. The one game they won by like 20 or so. So I kind of like that. FIU is a pretty good defensive team. They don't give up too many turnovers, but they're terrible at the 3-point. And that's where my cap came in on Liberty. Liberty relies on 3 points. 42% of their shots are taken from the 3-point range. That's a lot. They don't even care about the 2-point. They're shooting at 42% of the time. And they're ranked 15th in the nation. So, I think there's a big advantage right there. And I went with Liberty minus 4.5, minus 112. That was my first game.
I like it. I'll go into my game that I do have ready for you guys today, which is it's kind of a late game here. This one goes off at what, 6 p.m. Eastern. This is Santa Clara versus Oregon State. And in this one, I'm going to be leaning with Oregon State on this side. Now, Oregon State has been going through a couple bumps in the road right here, but I think this is a good spot for them to get it right and cover the spread right here. Probably sprinkle a little something on the money line is too, and may be able to pull this one all the way through. So I'm on Oregon State plus 6.5. What you got on this one, Don Ricci?
Oh, you got the 6.5. Well, I took it at 5.5, so it came down a point. So money's going on Oregon State. So that's good. I got a plus 5.5 minus 102. So you got a good number there. Listen, when I looked at these two teams is neither one of them are fast. They're both a little bit slow. They rank in the 200s in possession per game. Santa Clara 207, Oregon State 266. But Clara does create more turnovers in the past seasons than this season. They're not creating those turnovers like they did. Both teams also turn over the ball a lot. So Clara doesn't defend it as much as they were. Both teams are not careful with the ball. Both ranking in the on offense, turning over the ball. The difference for me with these two teams were Santa Clara had to travel up to Oregon, and Oregon State at home shoots the 3-point shot, makes the 3-point shot 5% more than on the road. They're hitting 36% at home, 31% on the road. So they shoot better at home. Their threes seem to be hitting so far at home, and I liked Oregon State with the points, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was an upset and Oregon State won outright. The first one thing I wanted to mention too, all these games, a lot of these teams haven't played in a while. Some in a week, some in 8 days, some in 5 days, some in 2 weeks. Like tomorrow, we have a Yale against Alabama game. Yale hasn't played in 2 weeks. So sometimes, with these teams that are really good, that might slow their momentum down, like maybe a Michigan or Iowa State, something like that. But some of these teams that haven't really fared well in the first half and teams we thought were going to do better, like for me, San Francisco, who's I have a hunch on that game today, but I didn't bet it yet, that I think is going to do better in the second half. So we got to wait and see today and tomorrow, see how that layoff really affects teams. So keep that in mind.
Nice. What else you got for us, Dom? I got one left. How many more you got left? And then I'll end my mind.
I got 3. Oh, no. Well, we just talked about Oregon. I got 1, 2, 3. 3 more games. Go ahead, D. Hit one.
Okay. Well, I'm going into this Norfolk, Louisiana game right here.
Okay, on that too. Good.
On this one, I'm taking Norfolk plus the 2.5. I mean, they just
line again.
They just a more of a powerhouse than their opponents today. Even though they're going on the road, they do well on the road. They're 6-4 ATS on the road. So then they've been kind of proven as an underdog that they can pull it off a good win. And a lot of great cappers are on this one. I like it. Norfolk State plus 2.5.
Here. That's right. Ix Nizzle in the house. He says I'm in Ski's living room. That's right. I broke in last night. He don't even know I'm here. He's still out cold. When he wakes up and sees his old friend from New York sitting on his couch, I'll have a joint ready to go for him. Norfolk, I took that plus 1.5. So again, you got a good line. I put that one at Bet Rivers. Bet Rivers, Bet MGM both had the same line, plus 1.5. Both teams really have struggled on offense. Norfolk State, they're ranked high in the 300s in points per possession. So I could even see this under hitting, but it was at 129, so I left it alone. But I was kind of almost jumped on that under 129. Norfolk State, what I like is that they're controlled. They're slower than they played last year, but they're kind of like a controlled pace. They seem to like playing at this even keel pace, ranked 226th on the road. And they defended 3 points really good. They're holding opponents to under 30% shooting threes. So their 3-point defense is good. I like getting a couple points. And I took Norfolk State also. Just to let you guys know, me and DJ didn't even talk about these games beforehand. So we only started talking today about 15 minutes before the show. So we didn't cap these games together. We just happened to be on the same ones. So
that's usually how we roll on Who-Bangin Sports, just all around on all the shows. With no we may have a small conversation, but nothing too pre-recorded. We just kind of get on here and give you the goods. We are authentic cappers. Like we just give it to you how it is.
That's it, man. Transparency is the key.
Yep. I think you want to cut your mic down just a little bit more, Dom, because it's
Cut it down more.
yeah, it gets
I got a new. I'm working with a new computer, so
yeah, wherever that mic is right there, it's hot. I can hear everything you touching it. Let's see
okay, how's
now.
that? Better?
That's better. Just up a tad bit.
How about that?
That's perfect right there.
You
Sorry,
got it.
guys. I am a real DJ, well, retired real DJ, and when sound be tripping, it'd be bothering my brain. But we got my man Don Breach. I think it was kind of peaking you too. It was making you like clip a little bit. But you sound good now.
All right, good. I
Yeah,
hooked up the extra microphone. I didn't use the microphone from the computer, but I am using it from the new computer. I didn't hook up the camera. I'm using the one that came in with the computer, so it seems to be working pretty good.
Yeah, the camera is beautiful. The camera
Bought myself
is beautiful.
a present this Christmas.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But that's it for me on basketball. You can go ahead and shoot off.
I got another one. I got one for you. North Colorado at Colorado. I took the over 158 minus 110, 158 and a half. I would take this game if it was 160, 161. I like this over. Colorado is 24th in three-point shooting. They're ranked 38. They're shooting 38% from the three. North Colorado is 110th, ranked 110th in three-point shots on the road. They're hitting 34%. So they both can shoot the ball, shoot the three. North Colorado seems to be okay on the road, better than they are at home, actually. North Colorado does not defend, though, great. They're 360th. What is it, 365 teams, 364? Something like that, in turnovers per possession. So they're a turnover machine. Colorado also isn't that better, but not that much better. They're 270th. So both teams turn over the ball a lot. Both teams can shoot the three. Both play fast. Colorado 118th in possessions per game. North Colorado even faster, 72nd in possessions per game. So there should be a lot of possessions. If they're hitting their threes, this game should sail over to 158 and a half. That's where I went with this one.
Nice. Now, what is that? I'm jotting down the
Colorado over
Colorado?
158 and a half. Yeah, Colorado over 158 and a half minus 110. I got so far Liberty minus 4.5, minus 112. I got Norfolk State plus 1.5, minus 118. And Oregon State plus 5.5, minus 102. Those were the four teams I have a write-up on. I got a couple games I did bet that were really hunches that.
What was that Liberty? Liberty was what?
Liberty's a line minus 4.5. Liberty at Florida International. Liberty is on the road minus 4.5, minus 112.
Now that 4.5 number is getting sticky, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Basically, in a lot of stuff right here, you know, 4.5 haven't been the place to be. 4 period in basketball is
I think this
not
game opened up
trustworthy.
at 6.5.
Oh, there we go.
I think so. I'm not sure. I know it was 5.5 and it went to 4.5. I don't know if it was at 6.5 at one time. So somebody did go against Liberty because and Liberty didn't really play great the first half. I expect them to have a better second half. Those are one of the teams I suspect to have a better second half. There's a couple teams I'm looking at. I mentioned San Francisco before. They're playing today against Seattle, who's a good team. Seattle got a kid, a freshman on their team, who I believe is the best or the second or third top best at foul shooting. The kid doesn't miss from the foul line. I think he might be the best, but I know he's in the top 3. So that's something to think of. But San Francisco is a team that I thought was going to come out of the gate a lot better. I backed them a lot last year. Towards the second half of the year, they really did play well, the Dons over in San Francisco. So I kind of like them today, but I didn't bet them. This is a team I have a hunch on and that I'm keeping my eye on. Xavier's another team I'm keeping my eye on. Patino Jr. there, coaching that team. I think they might have something to do in the Big East, even though that Big East is pretty loaded with UConn and then St. John's. It's going to be tough to break those top 2. But those are just some of the games that teams I'm going to have an eye on in the second half. Another interesting game, and a game that I did bet, but as far as an official pick, that's it's kind of a fine line and wanting somebody to bet the games you're on or hunches. That's why I make the distinction. This is just a hunch. George Mason is the better team. They're against Penn. Penn's at home. Penn 6-6 hasn't played great, but when they played the better teams, they seem to have stepped up the last couple of games. Penn's a team I backed a lot last year as far as team total. They were scoring a lot of points. But today I thought the points on George Mason were a little high. I think Penn's going to come out a little bit quicker than George Mason. So I took Penn in the first half plus 9.5. I'm not big on these big line games. I usually kind of shy away from these minus 20s and minus 30s and minus 15s. I seem to shy away from those games. Maybe it's the way I cap. I don't know. But I don't really like playing those games. But this game was up there. George Mason was favored by maybe 14 or so. I took Penn first half plus 9.5. I think they might come out of the gate a little fast and hold George Mason, who don't play the fastest game, maybe a little bit. Then George Mason really should take over in the second half. We'll see. That's just one of the games, like I said, about as a hunch that I'm on.
Well, sometimes they put the number high because it can't put it no higher. Sometimes,
right?
But sometimes,
right? Like the Gonzaga game, it's like 30 points or something, and I could see Gonzaga blowing this team out. But I like going a different way in those big kind of games, and that's where I go on to team totals. I do play a lot of team totals. I did something a little bit different today, and I'll tell you, I put like a half a unit on this play. I didn't put a lot of money at all on these on this play, but I did take both team totals in the Gonzaga game. I took Gonzaga over, and I'll get the number in a minute. And I took the under in Pepperdine, the team totals. That's who they were playing, Pepperdine? Let me see. I got that right? Gonzaga.
Pepperdine.
Gonzaga. Where the hell did I put that? Another team I have my eye on is St. Mary's, but okay.
They're playing Pepperdine, yeah. Pepperdine.
I bet Zaga team total over 90.5 minus 120. I could see them scoring one of their hundreds in this game. But something about Zaga this year and something that I capitalized on a couple times is playing their defense. Their defense has improved from last year. A Zaga team that's very much known for their offense. They really worked on their defense. That was a big thing for their coach to rely on. And they have held some teams this year under the team total. And it's something that it's rare that I started playing under in team totals, but I did have some success with Gonzaga, so I did it today. First game out of the gate for both teams, long layoffs. I took Pepperdine under 61.5 minus 110.
Nice, because it almost sounded like you said you had sex with Gonzaga, but you
well, man, listen, man. My girl's listening. Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble for the new year. And then this year as I started.
Hey, if the name was Gonzaga, well, that was deep anyways.
Yeah, that's a good one. What's her name? Gonzaga?
Gonzaga? Whoa, what are you messing with over there?
I bet one more game. I'll give it out to you, and then we'll take it from there. I did bet St. Mary's team total over 74.5 minus 115. That was another team total I took. So that was St. Mary's over 74.5. That was Zaga over 90.5. That was Pepperdine under 61.5. And Penn State first half, the line plus 9.5. Those were my extras. Those were my hunch bets. If anybody wants to, you break down the game, take a look at those games. That's what I got for you. So I got 4 official picks. I got 4 hunch picks.
There you go. My man Ick said he heard that too. See, I knew I wasn't imagining things.
Well, you guys are used to this accent.
Oh yeah, we used to it for sure. But so that's pretty much it. Shout out to Smart Bunny Bets in the house. He's laughing too at that one. Yeah, that's pretty much it for hoops today. I could go.
Anybody have any hoop picks?
The main 4 picks that we had early in the show was Oregon State plus 6.5. Then we had Norfolk State +2. Then we had Colorado over 158.5. And we also had Liberty -4.5. So
Yes.
those are the picks for the show today. Y'all check them out. If you're watching this on review, then make sure you write it down. That's why I put it on there so you can stop the video and write it down. So
We got some
that's
interesting
what it is.
NFL games today. Yesterday was
That's
something, huh?
Yeah, yesterday. This NFL, man, it gets real wacky towards the end.
Wow.
It's one thing, at the beginning they still have motives and everything, but then as you get towards the end of NFL, now you don't know it's like a college team all over again. Like if once the team can't get in the playoffs and still has to play games, what do? Are they emotionally like, oh, let's go out and show ourselves, or are they like, let's pack it up? And you've been way in college, NFL all season, and just when you think you got it figured out, now we know who's going to the playoffs, who was really good and who wasn't good. The teams that wasn't good all of a sudden have value because some of them want to play to try to win, and then you get a lot of games that's in between. Like some teams some teams may be lined up against a team that's, let's say, ranked lower than them, and the playoffs may be on the line for them, and you'll be like, oh, they're playing a team that's ranked lower, playoff on the line, they got it. And you don't know if the little team's like, we just playing, or come on, let's mess they shit up.
Yeah, man. I think it's more of the latter. I think teams are looking. I don't believe in the tank. I think that's just a fan and a media thing. I don't believe any team ever tanks. The coaches might try to put in some plays, hold back some, starters, things like that. But in actuality, these guys are playing for contracts for next year. These guys that are getting a start, because like a team like Philly, they clinched already. They might play a lot of different. They might hold back some players today, or they might make them play only the first half. Believe me, those players coming in, getting their chance, they're going to play hard. I don't believe in the tanking thing. I'm in New York. For those of you that don't know, all the Giant fans are just talking about the Giants have to lose. The Giants have to lose. I personally, I think the Giants are going to win. Jackson Dart, who I'm not sold on like a lot of people are. I think he needs this game to beat the Raiders to show something. He had they made a big deal about him beating the Eagles in that first game. If you go back and look at that game, there wasn't a team in football, maybe my Jets, but there wasn't a team in football that was losing to the Eagles that day. The Eagles lost that game outright. They were losing that game. They were terrible. They played like they were like sleepwalking throughout the whole game. I remember us even talking about that during the game and saying that. Then they played a Denver team, which they lost to, and Dart got all this praise about that game because they held Denver to 3 quarters. Take a look at Denver. 3 weeks they were on the road before that game. They played Philadelphia. They stayed in Philadelphia, then flew to Europe. They played in Europe, then went back home without a bye, which I don't understand why coaches who have that choice that don't take the bye after leaving Europe. I have no idea why. But Sean Payton didn't take the bye. They went back home. First time they're home in their own beds in 3 weeks, and they played the Giants. They took them 3 quarters to wake up, and then what happened in the fourth quarter? They put the Giants away. So Dart's good. He's very good. I think he's going to be very good. I think they didn't do him any service by putting him in so early in this year. I think Dable didn't give 2 shits about Dart. He cared about his job, and that's why he put him in. I thought they should have went with Jameson Winston at that point because Russell Wilson, we could probably do better than Russell Wilson at this point. And I thought Dart is a type of kid that's green as hell, and he needs to learn. He has all the intangibles. He's a leader. He could run, but he's running too much. And like Damon said, he has to protect himself. I think he's had 7 concussions already or 7 concussion protocols, let's say. Maybe they weren't all concussions. So I tell you, that's just something. There's something I'm not so sold on. But I do like the Giants today. I'll be honest with you. I think the Raiders are really terrible. And I think the Raiders have their running back, was it Jitney, and their top wide receiver. Both of those guys, I believe, are out.
Hey, I'll tell you this. Now, we was talking about tanking, and the Raiders is like a prime example. Now, I don't believe that the the coaching staff, the organization, or anything would come out to take a game. But it's got to be a couple guys on the Raiders right now that either know they're on their way out, or you know what I'm saying, or
Right.
they know what and they may not play with as much intensity, but when your team is playing around you good, you have to join in. So
but what
all
about the
it takes is
fact the other side of that coin is that they think they're going to be off the team and they're playing for a contract with another team.
Yeah,
So I mean, the NFL is so. I tell you, for me, it's become the toughest sport. As far as studying and stats and stuff, I truly believe that that's a thing of the past in the NFL. You got to go with situations. You got to go with schedule. You got to go with just more of a feeling. I believe in NFL. I think it's just tougher and tougher for that to really beat that game, on a consistent basis. It's just something I'm thinking about. I did take one prop bet today. This year I played more props than ever. I didn't do great, and that's why I usually don't play props, and I probably won't play much more after this. But I did take what the hell? Why it's going to blank? Jacksonville's quarterback, Lawrence. I took him over passing yards over 236.5. I seen it's up to 239.5 today. At least it is on BetMGM. They're playing who they're playing, the Colts, right? They give up. Yeah, the Colts are fourth or fifth in the league of giving up the most passing yards to quarterbacks this year, as good as they have played. And talk about a team that might not have nothing to play for. Indiana was eliminated yesterday with the Chargers losing, with Houston winning. Indiana was eliminated from any chance of being in the playoff. So I did take that Lawrence prop and for a prop today. I did take that. You want to take a look at that?
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, yes, is still quarterbacking.
Exactly. Now I have my anybody who ever knows me with NFL, I only bet it one way on the money line, time synced and everything. So in the first games today, I'm looking at the Bengals. I'm looking at the fact that they trying to they trying to turn it up towards the end of the season. They got a home game right here. They are favored by 7 on the money line. They like 3 something, but that's fine. I'm gonna take that. And then I'm putting that with what you just talked about, the Giants, because I like Dart. I think the thing about Dart is he was a coach well. He's a really coach well. I mean, he comes from Lane Kiffin. He knows how to throw the pro set. So he's fundamentally and mentally, he knows what to do. That don't mean he can do it. That don't mean he's going to do it, but he knows what to do. So in a game like this, like you said, this is a good chance for him to showcase himself. Yeah. And against a team that's not doing well and going through a lot. Raiders are like going through a lot. It's just a big mess over there. But I like the Giants.
This game, it gets the number 1 pick too. So they're calling it the toilet bowl in New York.
Toilet bowl. So and usually I call them bum fights, and usually in the bum fight I do take the home team. But this time. I don't look at Giants as such of a bum. I think that they caught some bad injuries early when it was the young guy neighbors they had. Him and Jackson Dart would have hooked up well. And they play good defense sometimes. They show a lot of life at a lot of times, the Giants. So I don't look at them as a bum.
Now, and they're looking for a head coach. So we're going to see which head coach is going to. Because the Giants ain't getting rid of Dart no matter what. So the head coach coming in, better be on board. But before we go any further, we do have one of our boys got up, Nook of the North, straight from Canada with some NHL picks. Is our man Dylan.
What up, guys? What up? Nothing. I had to stop by.
Yeah,
say what's up to the boys.
Slap.
I know I did just wake up. I actually need to drink this coffee here. I'm gonna do that.
You got it, brother. So Dylan's out in NHL, man. He's been having a pretty good season so far, and now like college basketball, the NHL, now the nitty gritty starts coming in the net.
It does, it's
NHL
now. Like a halfway mark here.
Is it the halfway mark?
Oh, pretty close. Kind of when the points start to matter, Like I was just talking to Jimmy about this the other day. Lots of these teams might just throw away the first 10 games or some of them, right? But like, it doesn't matter. We'll get them later. It's hockey. They play 3 times a week. Fucking who gives a shit? We could wait 3 months and still make the playoffs.
Yeah, really. Did you cap shell games? What are you on?
I looked at them. I got to cap them a bit more, but I do have one that I really like today, and it's the Montreal Canadiens on the money line. It's plus 125. There was a big break in hockey recently. Yesterday was first day back. They had a few days off for Christmas, so they came out heavy yesterday. Tampa Bay Lightning, one of those teams that did play yesterday, so they're on a back-to-back. Montreal Canadiens are fresh, rested after 3-4 days of rest. Plus, I believe they have the better goaltender in that here, too, with Jacob Fowler. Nice young new goalie they found. I think they're going to do well with him. But, yeah, that's the only pick I have today. So far, I might do a show later about more hockey.
You took Montreal plus 132 or something?
Yeah, I guess it's up to plus 130 now. I got plus 125 last night.
Uh-huh. I mean, and the total's 5.5. You think there's going to be some goals, or is this a defensive game?
Probably goals, the way the Canadians play.
Montreal played good on the road this year, 12-5 on the road. Tampa Bay, they always play pretty good at home, but not so far this year. 10-9 this year at home, Tampa Bay. So you think that the rest, because they played yesterday, you think the rest is going to help Montreal, right? Instead of Tampa being sharper because they got a game in. That's where the tricky.
They played the Panthers yesterday, so they played pretty hard.
What was that?
Played a pretty hard game against the Panthers yesterday. The Panthers always make you play pretty fucking hard. So
got you. That's a good look, man. That's a good look. I like that. So Montreal plus 130 is the Dylan.
That's it.
What part of Canada are you in?
Alberta. Edmonton.
Is it cold as hell?
Oilers, baby.
Shout out to our guy Smart Money Bet says the Olympics are coming in 3 weeks or so. So NHL going to take a break for a while. So I guess
it's first break ever. They're sending NHL players to the Olympics for the first time this year. So NHL is taking a break and they're sending up players to the Olympics.
Wow, that should be interesting then.
Yeah, it's going to be. Me and Jimmy are probably going to do some hockey Olympic shows here on Who-Bangin. It's going to be wild.
Yeah. So make sure y'all tune in to the Rink Report. The Rink Report, we don't have a set date. And that's the thing about Who-Bangin is nothing really, except for most of the time, have a set date and time. But you need to make sure that you subscribe and follow and maybe become a member. So that way you can see all of our stuff that comes up all the time, which we have a lot of stuff that comes up. Our members get a lot of stuff that you guys don't see at all, like breakdowns, pick suggestions, all types of and then they also get priority too. So a lot of my stuff that I have that comes out like for the bowl games and stuff like that, they get it first. So we're only $4.99 a month. Make sure you join us as a member. We have some kicks and perks in there for you too. And you'll always get those alerts of when we on, because we might pop on at any time, especially my man Dylan. Dylan might be like, I just feel good today and I got to have it. And he'll do a whole 3-hour show by himself.
So, whenever I'm not busy, I like to do it.
And it might be 1 o'clock in the morning when he does it. So you never know.
Yeah, you never know. But one more thing. Back to this,
in 2026.
Back to this my 3-teamer, because I haven't pressed in yet. So Ick said to take the over in the late game, Bills and Eagles. So what taking the over brings the parlay up to plus 309, and taking the Bills, what I usually do is take the favorite in the in the night game, so that way if I hedge I have a little value. But that way I'm getting 240, and taking the over I'm getting 309. What y'all think? Should I take the over or stay on the money line?
What teaser are you taking? You taking the 3 teams 6-point teaser?
No, I'm having the money line parlay. The Bengals parlay to the Giants.
Teaser. I'm sorry.
Yeah, parlay to the Giants, and then the last game, Ix is saying take the over instead of taking the Bills money line. What y'all think? Let me know in the chat.
Like I said, clinched. I'm not sure who's playing for the Eagles, if they're going to sit guys or not. But still, and I don't know if the weather is up in Buffalo. I don't think it was anything crazy.
That's what I really wanted to know is what the weather was
The
like.
Buffalo,
It said, I'm seeing 42 and rain.
okay. Then sometimes that makes it for a slick field and stuff. One thing I was going to say about Buffalo that I caught myself because when you talk about snow and stuff and bad weather in Buffalo, they're used to it. It's commonplace up there. So a lot of times we make a bigger deal about the weather than those teams that are used to it. I mean, like I said, Buffalo snows friggin' 8 months a year up there. It's insane. So,
But with that
rain,
being said, though,
rain and wind could be a could be.
That's exactly what we got right here is rain and wind. Because at 8 p.m. in what is this Highmark Stadium, they're saying flood watch, they're saying rain, they're saying 16-mile-per-hour wind with 23%.
I don't know.
That's not bad. 16 is not bad. But 9 p.m. it goes up to 21.
It could say that's not the late game, bro. It's just saying the Buffalo isn't the late game. It's a midday game. It's saying I'll look it up. I wasn't even. I
got a.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
Oh, the late games is the Bears and the Niners. It's the Bears and the Niners.
Yeah, 4:25 Eastern is the Eagles Bills. The total set at 44.5. I mean, it's right on there. I tell you, the Bills at -150 money line to me isn't a bad bet at all. -3, it could be end up a push. If I was going to take that game, I would probably go with -150. But
now it looks like
over either though. I could see both teams scoring, 25 points, 23, 24 points each. So I'm kind of torn on the total, but I wouldn't take the under, that's for sure. It would be the over and nothing.
I guess Vegas must have got the best of me because how is my team, the 49ers, playing in the late game and I didn't know. But I was caught up in Vegas. I was going game for game. I was just caught up in the card. So yeah, the last game is 49ers and the Bears, which I like the over in that one too because the Bears with the quarterback over there, he likes to score. Yeah. And all Purdy want to do is show that he can score. But inside of that, I do got to be careful because 49ers do have a run game, and it could turn in if it's sweeter on the ground, they're gonna run the ball instead of pass. But
they need the game. The Niners need the game, right? They could clinch. They could clinch or something.
Yeah, they could get the first week off and get the West.
So that's a big game for them. The Bears have surprised me this year, especially when they were at home. They really scored a lot of points. But yeah, you're right as far as that's concerned. With the
if I take the Niners, it's 224, and if I take the over, it goes up to 309, I believe.
Oh, it goes up.
I like the over, but I don't like the number. 51 is kind of high up there. That means somebody has to score 30.
I'd rather throw that over into a teaser. We do a lot of those. We do a lot of 3-team teasers, but we do it. We don't take the 10 points. We do it. At least me and DJ. DJ is one that showed me this. I take the 6 or 6.5 points. You're getting plus 120, plus 130, plus 140 on those games. If you look at the teasers over the last 2 years, the juice has gone up and up and up. 110, 120 used to be the norm for like a 2-team, 6-team teaser or a 3-team, 10-point teaser. Now it's 130, 140 minus. So I went with like the alternate teaser lines. I like taking the 3 teams at 6 points or 6.5 points. I try to make sure I'm always on the half point, not on a solid number, so I don't lose by that stupid tie. But sometimes you can't. It doesn't work out that way. But I like those kind of teasers. I might even put one in. I got to take a look. I put something in there early in the week. But I kind of like that 6.5 point 3-team teaser at plus money. I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts about that.
Yeah. All I know is at the end of the day, the best teasers didn't need to be teased anyways.
Yep.
And that's what always gets me. That's what always gets me. And I play teasers, but damn, every time I take all this time to play them, most of the time I didn't have to tease them anyway. So it kind of tells you as a sports bettor, it'd be like, man, grow some balls. Just if you're gonna take a 3-teamer, just take it by the line. Like, because most teasers.
Or take the 3-team and then put a little like a small parlay in on those teams, something like that.
And then the percentage where the teaser actually, I mean, you know, where the teasing it actually saved you is probably like 15% or you know something low like that ever happens. Period. So most
even
teasers.
Even though I didn't listen, an old man told me years and years ago, they call it teaser because it teases you into thinking it's a good bet. And I always kind of remember that. So I'll just put one in. I don't put more than one in at any given time. But what about you, Dylan? Are you on any football games today?
I'm going to go look at some interception props, I was thinking. I was hoping Tua was in, but I'm looking now. It's Quinn Ewers for Miami. I don't know about him.
Yes, he played last week.
And then I saw Brock Purdy throw some interceptions last week too. I was thinking about throwing him maybe to get an interception too. He throws one a lot, DJ, a lot.
He does. That's what makes that over promising, but it could be at the wrong times and actually get us a low scoring game right there. So I took the Niners. I don't usually take my team, but according to my pattern, they are in the spot. They are the favorite in the Sunday night game. What a great game for the 49ers to kind of show out too, because Purdy's been playing a little better, even though he's known for throwing an interception or two. But he's threw a lot of touchdowns.
I think they can still win even if he throws one. The other team might throw one too.
Yeah, that's how he kind of does it. So, yeah, I'm on the Niners in that spot. It was plus 224. I already took it. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. So that's my play for NFL today. I'll probably dig in my notebook and try to get some props because the notebook is just extremely good at props. And that was one of the greatest things that I learned with the notebook and the props. The notebook's going to give you the reasoning behind taking the prop. And that's what the part that I don't grasp when it comes to taking props. Like, and I was talking to this with a capper one day, like, how far do you go back with the player's performance? How do you come up with an edge for a particular pot? Just dealing with one individual, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can be like, man, the dude has a hot wife. That's why he wins all the time. You get everything over. And they could probably win with the prop bet. So it's just a volatile market. But I like to being able to look at it and say the edge, because I took over for Aaron Rodgers last week. And that was the first time I actually won a prop. It was over 2-something passing yards.
He went crazy last
280.
game.
Yeah. So and it had a reason and then everything, and it helped me with the prop. So make sure you get a hard edge when you take a prop. Don't just be shooting at the stars.
I'll tell you, when it comes to the props too, what I looking at, you guys that know me know I'm a big VSIN guy. I listen to it a lot during the daytime. I like a lot of their capers. I've learned a lot by being a subscriber to that station for the last couple of years, to be honest with you. This year they put out an AI prop page, and it's really been good. I'm not a biggest AI guy. I think people get fooled a little bit with AI. We've already ourselves has picked up some wrong stuff that AI could put out. You know, it's only as good as who programs it. So, but the VSiN AI prop player is pretty good. Something you guys have to check out. It's they give out a lot of free stuff. They give out a lot of free trials. So if you want to ever check that out, that's a pretty good source. Just to keep it, the VSiN network. Pretty good source. So that's my 2 cents on that.
There you go. So you guys ready to wrap it up, man? We gave out some college basketball picks. We went over to NFL, and we also got you the best hockey to play. We got my man Dylan in the house on the Rink Report, man. Tell them about the Rink Report. Tell them what you got going on with the UFC. They already know right here at Who-Bangin is where they can get it, but let them know what'll be going on them channels.
Well, with the Rink Reports, I might actually do a show today. There's only 5 hockey games, so I'll probably go live to break those down really quick. Nice 20-minute show there. And, it's Sunday. I don't have shit all to do. So, I'll probably do a Rink Report episode today. It's been a while since I've done one. Might even talk about the under-20 International World Championships right now. It's a nice hockey tournament going on right now. Internationals under-20. Like Finland, Sweden, Czech Republic, Canada, U.S., all the nations versus each other, but for under 20-year-olds. But pretty exciting hockey to watch. They play a lot faster, a little stupider, fun to watch. and there's some good value there on some of those lines. So maybe we'll break that down. Then with the UFC, there's a 6-week break, but might be doing a future show, talking about who has the belts this year. Are they going to hold the belts? I did get one last year. We did a future show the last 2 years. I got plus 500 this year on Islam Makhachev. I bet him to be the welterweight champion. He was the lightweight, so he moved up. Got a double champ status. I took that at plus 500 for him to be the welterweight champion by the end of the year. And we're going to take that money. We're going to roll it over into more futures for next year. So make sure you look out for that show. It's a lot of fun. Break down what we think is going to happen the whole year. Are these old champions going to hold their belts? Are the new guys going to retain? We'll talk about it all.
That's what I'm talking about. One other thing for you guys, man. Make sure you check us out on TikTok, man. Let me give you all the banner right here for our TikTok.
We do put out college basketball plays almost every day, and we have from the beginning of the year. There, we either on a short on YouTube, on TikTok, on whatever. DJ, covers the social media with that, but TikTok seems to be we seem to do the best on that.
Yeah, because I know a lot of y'all out there are on TikTok. A lot of y'all are on TikTok as well. That's our TikTok. It has a lot of little breaks of all the shows that we do. We have our daily picks that we give on there. We give out a bunch of just random info and stuff on a lot of games. So I know a lot of people have TikTok. So if you have TikTok, do us a favor, go over there and join us on TikTok as well.
Yeah, while it's still TikTok, come and join us until they screw that up too, like they do with Twitter. But yeah. Right if that sale goes through to TikTok, it might be a whole different ball game. But for now, go on TikTok.
Yeah, and as a surprise to my man Don Ricci, he probably don't know that we've been ending the show the same way every time, and that means one of our guests has to give us some kind words for the audience, and you are the pick today. So let me get the music ready for you.
First and foremost, let me wish everybody a happy New Year. Hope everybody stays healthy, stays happy, and is cashing those tickets. We have a good family here at Who-Bangin. We have a good family of handicapping that we started 10 years, 11 years ago now as the low bag crew with Jimmy the Bag and T-Bone Shack and a lot of the pub guys. So, but here at Who-Bangin, we're more like the family than anything. And you guys should hook up with us. We just came off a nice trip to Atlantic City a few months ago where Dylan came down from Canada and, all the guys met. Still came out from Cleveland and, it was great. Razor Sharp was there. Just a bunch of great time. So, listen, Who-Bangin, I'm not telling you to just listen to Who-Bangin. I'm just saying make that part of your repertoire of betting. And as far as these guys right now, like DJ Big Boss and Big Ragu, Dylan, Big Snizzle, these guys like family to me. And if you follow them and you keep following them, you'll see why I feel that way. So everybody have a happy New Year. Hope everybody has, like I said, healthy, happy, and most important, beat those books.
Yes, sir. And we are out of here. Y'all have a great day and happy New Year.